was living in a 400 square foot shanty. It was dirty. It was on a main drag, so the traffic was always loud. I worked a construction job, so I had to wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I remember I used to drive this old Ford 1990 Ford F-150 I was living in a 400 square foot shanty. It was dirty. It was on a main drag, so the traffic was always loud. I worked a construction job, so I had to wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I remember I used to drive this old Ford 1990 Ford F-150. All of the paint would kind of fly off onto other cars. It was kind of embarrassing. I had no money in my savings account. Sometimes I wasn't even able to get through that week. This was what rock bottom was like for me. I was broke, not only financially, but I was also broke mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. I was at a place to where it just felt like it couldn't get any worse. I couldn't give my family what my family deserved. My daughter used to look at me constantly like, is this all there is for us in life? And I knew that I was just at a place that I couldn't go on any longer living like that, feeling like that. I was not thriving in life. I was surviving in life. I was at a crossroads, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and of course physically. Something just sparked inside of me. I woke up one day, I looked at my daughter, I looked at my girl, Erin, and I said, enough is enough. I said, there's no way that I can go on living like this. There's no way that I can go on existing like this. I was going to make a decision to change my life. I was going to do whatever it took to find out how I needed to live my dreams and give my family the life that they deserved. I was in the right place at the right time to make a decision, and that decision changed everything. From that decision of me sitting down and realizing, basically, if nothing changes, nothing changes, now was the time that I had an opportunity to make a difference in not only my life, but also my family's life. I went through a lot of pain. I went through a lot of struggle at first, and stumbled upon a piece of information that revealed to me a simple system, a formula. And it wasn't a long, drawn-out, complicated formula. It was a simple 3-step system that I could use that would create what is now an empire, a small empire. Literally made millions of dollars with this information over the course of the last couple of years. The cool thing is it's now allowed me to live the life of my dreams, travel the world, do what I want with who I want, when I want. I've bought the kind of cars that I've wanted to drive. I just moved into a brand new 5,000 square foot mansion in this unbelievable neighborhood. My neighbors sometimes look at me like I'm absolutely crazy, and they're like, when are your parents going to come home? It's not because I have any more skill sets than anybody else. It's not because I know anything different. It's because I finally found a system that I can use that was easy and simple, that can be applied to my business from day one. Over the course of the last 12 months, we've literally not sold, not told, not convinced or done anything complicated, just handed it over to our team, the people that we work with, and they've applied it to their business. And I'm going to tell you, the results have been nearly unbelievable. If I didn't show you that proof, you might think it was unbelievable if I started to tell you that people like Lawrence Tam used to sit in a cubicle, and he was in a cubicle 6 months ago, and now he's free. He's made over $500,000 in commissions with this information over the course of the last 12 months. So the cool thing is I actually wanted to introduce you to a couple of these people. So without further ado, I want to show you, I want to introduce to you some of the people that have used this simple 3-step formula that I'm going to show you on this video right here, right now. I want to introduce you to those people who have gotten amazing results with this simple formula that you're going to learn when I come back right after introducing you to these folks. So here we go.
I've made approximately $406,000.
I was making about $30,000, $35,000 every single month.
And my earnings about $60,000.
I just bought a new Maserati.
Our best month was like $60,000 or $70,000 for the month.
Financially, it's been an amazing blessing. I've hit over 110 grand.
I've done about $579,000. In our 5th month in the business, we did $34,000.
A little bit over $300,000. I've made around $125,000 so far with Empower Network.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you got a lot out of those testimonials. We would have put more in it, but we want to get right down to the meat and potatoes of really what this 3-step system can actually do for you in your business. This is a big deal, and most people have charged $5,000, $10,000 just to teach what we want to teach you for free inside of this video, because we're going to tell you why in a second. You're just going to make sense why this is so important to us, why we're so passionate about teaching people, teaching our team, teaching the people who we work with how to get money, but not get money in a way that is hard and difficult. Get money in a way that's simple and easy to do, in a way that anybody can do it. Guys, I want to introduce you to somebody who's a best friend and a business partner to me inside of my life and my business. Guys, this is somebody who I met on the internet a couple of years back, just like you're meeting us right now, and we formed a partnership that turned into a vision and idea that we were able to create a system that's now become the system that an army of people all across the internet are now using to get money, Mr. David Wood. But that's not all I want to say about this guy. I want you to listen very closely to the words that we're talking about. I'm going to turn it over to him here in a second. We're going to have a conversation with you guys. This is not going to be something to where we're pitching. This is not something to where we're selling and telling. There's no convincing here to do. We just want to basically download the information that we have in our heads that's helped our team over the course of just the last 12 months alone earn over $21 million in commissions directly deposited into their bank account. So this man, myself as well, we can teach you, we can show you, and we're going to do that right here, right now on this video. So glad to have you back. Dave?
Great to be here, brother. You know, and the thing is that I love about conversations like this, it's that casual conversations like this is where the real gold nuggets come out. You know, I just want to say before we go any further in this video that we're going to be talking a lot about getting money in this video. We're going to be teaching you how money coming into your bank account daily. We're going to be giving a lot of his stories and examples, stuff that's happened to us, stuff that's happened to thousands of people around the world. But I got to disclaim for a second here that just because I've gotten a lot of money, Dave gets money deposited in his bank account. I mean, ridiculous amounts that honestly, if I told you, you probably wouldn't believe it anyways. But just because I've got a $500,000 sitting in my checking account and we've paid $21 million in commissions the last 13 months doesn't mean you're going to get any money at all. You might not make any money because I honestly don't know what kind of person you are. You might be somebody who works your ass off when you see something like this. You might be a damned wussy. I have no clue. And so if you're the kind of person who takes advice and who knows something when they see it, I encourage you to keep watching this, because we're going to show you a 3-step formula that's going to help you get the results that you want. If you've ever wanted to be able to create massive financial leverage, you know, I started out of a van, Dave, 3 years ago now. I keep forgetting because I'm disconnected from reality. I mean, this pen here, it costs more than my car costs. You know, when I lived in the van, that van was $650. This was $750, you know. And so when you disconnect from normal, and that's what I want to encourage you to do for the next few minutes, we're actually going to teach you how to get money, not like the gurus do. We're not going to teach you to get money like a normal affiliate does. We're going to show you how to create ridiculous, massive leverage without picking up the phone, without making sales videos, without having to know everything, without having to manage technology. We're going to show you a 3-step system that now has produced multiple 8 figures in sales, and as affiliates, Dave Sharp and I actually have what we're going to talk about here. We've earned $1.9 million by following these strategies. So I think this shit's badass.
When I first got started, I borrowed my woman's credit card and went to Best Buy, bought a computer, okay, took that computer home, and started to try to figure out how to set up a website. And I'll tell you what I did with setting up that website was I would work construction all day long, like I told you before. I would come home at night. I was tired. I was exhausted. I was hungry. I was angry. I was frustrated. And I would sit there and stare at my computer for hours upon hours trying to figure out how to move a picture a centimeter to the left. The truth of the matter is that most people, when they first get started, they struggle with the most fundamental things that if you want to get money fast, you should not be dealing with. You should not be bogged down worrying about how to set up a website, how to set up XYZ technology, because the truth of the matter is that's not why you're getting into business. That's not why you're an entrepreneur. That's not why you want to make money. You want to make money because you want to use a formula and a system that's proven to get money without all of the bullshit that bogs people down, that keeps them not only frustrated, but it also keeps them broke. I know that you have some amazing and almost unbelievable stories, but it's going to be believable to these people because they're going through the same thing of how you struggled and frustrated when you first got started too.
Well, this is hilarious, talking about the actual frustration and cost, because I'm just going to be honest with you, there's a lot of wussbags online who teach things that they've never done. They're trying to teach people how to get money. They've never actually gotten any money themselves. They're saying you need to brand yourself, you need to be a guru. Well, let me actually tell you what this means. Let me tell you how I got started, Dave. I was living outside of a 1996 Dodge Caravan that I bought for $650 in Hawaii, sleeping on different beaches every single night. I had no money at all. I had a job at Greenpeace where I was hitting up strangers, on street corners, trying to give them, get commissions by getting them to give a donation to Greenpeace to save the environment. You know what I mean? I got fired from that job because I was late every day. They're like, I'm like, you're hippies, a hippie is allowed to be late, and they said, we're sorry, you're fired. So I got fired from that job. So I was married, I've been married for 5 years now with my gorgeous wife, Ashley, and living in a van with no money. I was down to about $50 in my checking account because the amount of money that I had, I was spending on gas, driving around looking for jobs. You know what I mean? This is who you're talking to, who's made $1.9 million last year on the internet, is a guy who couldn't keep a job at Greenpeace. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this video. So I wanted to get some money, you know what I'm saying? So I got online, got a business going, and I started calling leads, you know what I'm saying? Just pounding the phone, calling leads. I wasted a bunch of money I borrowed from my parents calling leads. That didn't work. Then I started calling people from job ads and Craigslist and things like this, trying to recruit them into this little deal, right? And it didn't work. And then one day I was on YouTube, and I saw this video from a guy that I thought was rich. And he said, hey, I'm rich. Go to my website. And it was this dumbass video, I'm just going to be honest with you. But I went to that website, and for whatever crazy reason, I believed it would work. I remember sitting here, and I was on a page, much like you're on right now, and I'd read this big long letter, and at the bottom there's this big old buy now button. And I was staring at that thing, and I remember, Dave, I asked the question, is this like all that other stuff? Am I just going to get in? Am I just going to spend some money? Am I just going to pull out my credit card and buy? And then am I still not going to be able to get the results that I want? I remember thinking that. I almost didn't make a decision. Well, here's what actually happened. I made a decision and got started, right? Here's what that led to. 3 months later, from that moment in time, I had my first month where I made more than $30,000 in a month. I actually had a week where I made more than $25,000. That year, it was 3 months left in the year. That year, I made over $100,000 with only 3 months from the time I got started till the end of the year. Because I made $30,000, I made $45,000 the next month. The next year, I made over $30,000 a month. The next year, I made over $500,000, and this year, we're making far in excess of 6 figures a month, all from living in a van, from making a decision, much like you're doing right now. So what is it that I did, though, and what was the actual cost is what I want to talk about in a minute. The frustration. I spent almost the entire time trying to figure it out. I had to get an autoresponder. I had to figure the autoresponder out. That was $30 a month, and I had to borrow the money from my parents. I had to join a business opportunity. That was $200 a month. I had to borrow that money from my wife, who went and got a job as a hostess. I had to pay for video hosting. I had to pay for audio hosting. I had to set up cloud services. I had to set up a blog. And you know what? I did it. But it wasn't cheap. It wasn't inexpensive. It cost me a lot of money and a lot of frustration and a heck of a lot of hard work. But here's the key, Dave. I did all that work, and I had a gift for selling stuff. You might be watching this video and you say, man, I can't sell stuff like you, Dave. Well, that's what I realized after a long period of time. See, Dave, I can sell stuff like